Speedway. We've got drift practice today. It's the first drift practice of 2026. Let's go check out the guys. They're doing some runs right now. We've got some guys over there on the start. Let's go check this out. Got some special guests here at the track today. Σε καλά, Αυγουστή μου. So we've got street class in front of us, practicing the street section, and then we have the pro and semi-pro guys on the start line going down to the pro and semi-pro section. That's Augusta. So we have Theo Pastu coming down now with his BMW E46, rocking a 3-liter HGK rear subframe mount. Huge, all the upgrades on Weissfab, custom BC racing suspension. We'll go down to the wall so that we can watch them, and we'll do the live from inside the tower. Doing a quick live for the boys. Lots of spectators here today. Quite a few people on the grandstand. Mr. Tommy's. We've got Theo Pastu coming round, just heating up his tires. I'm gonna cross over the track as soon as it's okay, and we'll go up into the tower where we can have a good view of everything. On the next car that passes, we'll cross. So they come around the corner, they initiate, transition in front of the wall, outside zone right here where we're standing, and around the corner. Let me just quickly go up the stairs, and we'll get a shot of all of the street class. Oh, thank God it's unlocked. And we'll film up here while I catch my breath, where we have 360 views of the Kuma turn. We've got Modestos. Woo! Oh, I'm just catching my breath quickly. So we have Elias doing the street class layout. They pull the handbrake there, come round, inside line. There'll be an inside clip right there. They transition with an outside zone on the curb, and that's the finish line. That will be the layout for street class. Woo! Just take my jacket off as well, so we're nice and comfortable up here. See Pedro going into the track right now with his E46. See Pedro, I heard, will be moving from semi-pro and going up to the pro category for the 2026 drift season. Quite a good turnout for drift practice today. We've got Kyriakos Marios Tsodas with his E46, rocking an LS. Fresh build on the outside of the track from Kyriakos Marios Tsodas as he feathers the throttle, transitions and goes across the line. A very nice run there from Kyriakos Marios Tsoda. Completely fresh rebuild on the car. We have CH Loizu garage pulling into the track. We were at the garage yesterday getting the car ready for the 2026 drift season. He's just done some fresh updates. Theo Pastu coming in with his E46, a little bit of a correction there and a straighten across the wall as he finds his footing. Lights up the rear tires and across the line. Now, as the layout for the semi-pro and pro category will be initiation, I haven't been told by El Agogo yet, but probably an inside clip, outside zone, across the transition across the wall. We have another outside zone that normally is there, but has been moved a bit further down so that they have to fly and get deep into the zone. Probably an outside line all the way around Kuma, with a transition across the track, maybe another outside line here, and the finish line should be around there. The street class, when I did the layout with Badak, when he showed it to me, Badak, basically, they had started the street class from around here. But when we spoke with Badak and when the other drivers practiced a little bit, they realized that this here is too short of a space to do a rolling start. By starting here and having to initiate with the handbrake at this section, it was far too short distance. So they've moved them further back on the start grids. So that's taking out the inside clip, transitioning across the track, filling out to zone 2 nicely. Continuing on the outside of the track all the way around, pedal to the metal from Kyriakos Marios Soda as he transitions across the track. If there will be a clip here for the semi-pro and pro category, Sodas needs to be a bit deeper. He claimed the inside zone there. Now we've got Angelos Philippou with his E36. See him at Drift Day. Gets a nice line, comes round, gets the inside zone, transitions across the track. There will be a clip here for the street class, so they will need to come way more further out towards the curb. Next we have is Modestos, transitioning with the rental car of Athena Speedway through the zone, which I think might be incorrect for the street class. We need to find one of the judges of this year and have a little speak with him and see what the layout's all about. Probably they had a briefing, I'd imagine, at 1 o'clock, which I missed because I was running a bit late today coming down to the racetrack. We'll watch all of these guys. When they go into break, we'll go to the pits and we'll check out the cars. We've got Misha with the E46 leading, chasing. We have El Agogo Jr. making some slight mistakes there as we follow Misha around the track. El Agogo Jr. making some slight mistakes with understeer, and they go across the track. El Agogo, aka George Christoforou, it's his son in the compact E36. El Agogo Jr. on Instagram. El Agogo is here today giving out advice as he will be the judge, one of the judges for the 2026 Cyprus Drift Championship Series. As well, he'll be driving in Drift Masters representing Cyprus with his brand new BMW. Check out on his YouTube channel, they just posted a video last week with all the latest upgrades for Drift Masters. The judges for this year is Badak, El Agogo, Vernon from Drift Masters, and one other judge from Spain, which I haven't met yet. Andreas Nicola, Drift Day driver, doing the street class there. Coming down now, we have a pro car. I can hear it launching off the start. We have C. Pedro leading with Sodas chasing. Sodas making a slight mistake on the initiation there. C. Pedro filling out zone 3. Sodas going for the dive now as he pushes. small mistake there by Kyriakos Marios Tsolas on the initiation. Then went for another dive on his doors here, but made a slight mistake and pulled himself a little bit further back. This is practice. Race day is on the 7th and 8th of March at Athena Speedway on the Kuma turn. Make sure you come down, give your support to all of the drivers, and especially give a huge support to the street class. All of these guys, you see them in Drift Day. Drift Day is a day of drifting, basically, where me and the racetrack organize it together. So it's nice to see all of the drivers on the start line representing street class. They do a lot of practice, so they're quite good drivers. Next battle, we've got Theo Pastu coming in, claiming the inner zone. Behind we have Andreas Wax. He transitions a bit shallow through the outer zone there from Theo Pastu. Pedal to the metal though as he transitions across the track. Andreas Wax shuts down the run, getting lost in Theo's smoke. Up there we have Figartu heating up his tires in the start pad. Over here, the next twin we have, looks like Katerina, which is Tommy, Nicola Patak's brother's daughter. And next to it, in the other E46, I have a feeling it's Petru, but I'm not sure. I can't see the driver from up here. I'm surprised how many people came down for drift practice today. When I pulled into the pits, I thought it was a race day. It's packed. Lots of new cars as well. We need to go check out the new builds and talk to the drivers, do some interviews and see what updates they've done for the 2026 drift season. We even have some spectators today, considering it's quite cold outside. I am surprised. Let's give a quick clean on my lenses. I just noticed they're a little bit dirty. For some reason, I don't have a chat again. We have Andreas Wax with his 2JZ S15. Shuts down the run. We're waiting now. We have Katerina Nicolaou coming down with her E40. That does not look like Katerina. I think that's Nicolas Patak showing the street class the layout. Or showing Katerina the layout, which... Next driver to make a run is gonna be... Sounds like it's gonna be either semi-pro or pro coming around the corner doing the full Kuma course. Yes, it is. It's Neophitos Figartu with his SR20 S13. Comes around the corner, completely misses zone 2. Transitions across the track. Could have ridden out the handbrake a little bit longer to be deeper in zone 3. Continues around the track. Transitions, could be a bit closer to the curb there, but we don't know if there's a zone there. There are no cones there, so I don't know what's happening. It would be nice to find Ela Gogo and have a little chat with him. He can tell you guys in English the lows and highs of the Cyprus Drift Championship this year. Yes, we have Patak, Nicolas Patak, practicing the street class. Could have been a bit deeper towards the curb where there will be an outside zone for the street class. Who do we have now? Okay, we've got this guy going home in his S15. This is not a drift car in the championship. It's a street car that looks like a drift car, basically. Gonna have a little bit of a wait until they start up driving. Some cars have gone to the pits. It's drifting in the parking. Some people are getting ready in the pits, so we're just waiting for them to change tires and head down. And we might give a little run up to the pits and we can check out the cars that are here, because there are some cars that have been freshly rebuilt for 2026, and there's also some new cars in the Cyprus Drift Championship. I think this is Konstantinos in the street class. My Lexus is in the garage. All I need to do is put 2 tires in the rear. I think I have a quarter tank of fuel and I could come and practice this bit. But I broke my handbrake again at drift day. So I don't know how I'm gonna have to do it like a Scandinavian flick and clutch kick it to get it sideways. But since I wanted to do the live stream today, I can't do both. So maybe I'll come down next week and do some drifting just before the championship starts, like on a Thursday or something. We will find out soon. Angelos lining up in the street category. Initiates with the handbrake, very deep there. I think he needs to come a little bit further. That's a nice line right there. Opens up, transitions, and across the track. When I came down last weekend, Badak took me for a drive and he showed me the course, and basically he wants them to handbrake here in the middle of the road, he told me. Drift in the middle of the road around Kuma for an inside clip right here, then move out, transition, and across. We have Figartu. Fills out outer zone 3 nicely. A little tap of correction on his line as he powers around Kuma. Transitions. Nice run by Figartu, but I know he can do a lot better than that. He could have pushed it a lot more and reached the outer zone here towards the end. We've got Modestos leading. Behind him we have another driver chasing. Can't see who it is. Modestos using the outside line, making corrections. We're waiting for the next twin. It looks like street class will get a bit of practice in now as the pros are in the parking. We've got Andreas Nicola coming in with his E46 2.5. He handbrakes backside entry into the dragster zone. We've also got down here today, Yanimais is down here as Pani Pastu is his cousin, and they're representing the Theo Pastu in the orange BMW, and it looks like they're doing some filming for a YouTube episode for Yanimais, so that's going to be quite cool to watch and see what they do with that episode. We also have some cool surprises coming in the near future in a couple of months. Won't say anything more than that, but it looks like we're going to have a couple of cool, entertaining, interesting months here at Athna Speedway. We've got Angelos Filippo coming down. Initiates. Bouncing off the rev limiter. Goes into the middle of the track. Moves away from the inside clip. Transitions across the line. Gets this zone nicely. But he needs to be more in the middle of the track, as I've been told from Badak. This BMW E46 in red is new. I haven't seen this build. And behind him we have Kyros Artemiou with the Techstar BMW E36. Be interesting to see. I don't even know which driver it is in this red car. I want to say it's Babutas. And maybe it's his old E46 and they've just done a fresh rebuild with a nice body kit on it. But I have a feeling that's... Then we have Ella Coco Jr., George Christoforou, Driftmaster's driver's son, coming around the corner, nice and tidy. Could have come a bit closer to the inside zone. transitioning across the track quite far away from the zone, needs to push it a little bit more so that he can reach the outer part of the track so he can transition into the zone. We have Misha coming in with his E46, heating up his tires as he goes up to the start line. Misha is the driver from Drift Day, also one of the guys that built the Cyprus Street Battle on Instagram. He's done some cool things, like outside clipping LED lights that light up with how deep you are in the zone. Moving over, we have Neophitos Fikartou with his SR20. S13 doesn't feel quite out of zone 2, but gets out of zone 3. As he figures out his line, you can see that he's probably in the wrong gear, and he shuts down the line. We've got Nicolas Dimitriou from the street class driving into the track now with his BMW E46. Also heating up his tires while he goes up to the start line and parks with the rest of the street cars over there. On the start line, we've got Kyros Artemiou just heated up his tires and he's going to the start line. And here we have Spiros Drift Team with their E30. Coming around, could have been closer to inner zones 2 and outer zone 3. Completely messed up his line for outer zone 4. Figures out where he needs to be on the racetrack, but now it's a bit too late. He does a very shallow transition there as he's trying to figure out the layout. Maybe it's his first run of the day. Now we've got Elias leading, chasing. We have Ella Gogo Jr. as they initiate the drift. Elias going a little bit to the outside line. Ella Gogo Jr. making some corrections as Elias comes into the inner zone, clips the inside zone, transitions across the track. Ella Gogo Jr. shuts down the rest of his run. Now we've got Modestos leading and the other driver chasing. Modestos initiating with the handbrake nicely, sort of pushing himself to the outer side of the track. We need them to be close to this area. This is where the inside clip will be for the street class. I can hear some Honda doing a burnout. Oh, there it is. Okay, we have a run now. We've got Kyros Artemiou initiating very far away from the inside zone. He could have filled outer zone 2 much more. Babutas coming in for his doors, needs to push a little bit harder to get closer to Kyros Artemiou as they come around the corner. They transition and across the finish line. Looks like we have an outside initiation zone on the start. They come down for the inner clip, which is that cone right there. Outer clip here. This is 1, 2, 3. This is zone 4, outer zone 4. Outer zone 5, I imagine, is the end of these tires. And maybe a transition to outer zone 6, which is here on the curb. Next, we have Nicolas Badak. Handbrakes. Now this should be the correct line for the drift street class because he is the judge. He is one of the judges for the street class along with Ella Gogo and Vernon and the Spanish judge, so he must be showing us the layout that he wants the drivers to drive. So you saw it right there. He did an inside line around the Kuma turn, getting closer at this point where there'll be an inside clip, then opening and transitioning across the track. Let's move over to Savas Spiro Drift Team. Gets out of first zone 1 and 2, but 3 he could have been deeper, 4 he could have been deeper. He pushes the car to the outside of the track, cuts his line a little bit short by coming into the inner zip, transitions on the curb very nicely in outer zone 6. The best run I've seen so far was Kyriakos Marios Sodas with the black and white E46 rocking the LS engine. I think it's an LSX. I might close this window actually so that I don't need to shout so much because of the noise when they come around this corner. Okay, we've got Neophilos Figartus coming round. A bit far away from inside clip. Doesn't fill out to zone 3. Makes a little bit of a mistake there. Sounded like a clutch kick as he powers through outer zone 4. Gets a nice line through the Kuma turn. Transitions. Could be deeper in zone 6 on the curb. Another car that I haven't seen is this BMW E30 in white. Who is that? I've not seen this car before. Must be maybe semi-pro. We have a Greek flag on the car. Maybe it's Pavlos Samaras. I don't know. I thought he would have brought his carbon Kevlar. Outside zone. A lot of angle coming through the Kuma turn and transitioning a little bit too early and not filling outer zone. What outer zone is that? So they initiate there. He told me 1 zone, 2, so it would be outer zone 3. We've got Babutas leading with his E46 red right on the edge of the track as he bounces and gets back into the track. Very nice fill there for outer zone 3 from Babutas, but misses outer zone 4. Kiros getting close to the back of his car as Babutas shuts down the line and Kiros almost takes off the rear of his car. Babutas filled out this clipping point really well, but dipped off his rear wheel into the dirt, which made him bounce up, which messed up his line for this zone here. We have Misha coming in. He transitions across the track, initiates. Behind we have another E46. Misha claims the inside zone there. Black car misses the inside zone. Misha gets a nice flick through outer zone 3 for street class, but could have been like a tad deeper, maybe another 10 centimeters. Sounds like we have a car coming from Pro. We have Sava Spiro Drift Team coming around a little bit too wide there. Bit shallow on clip 3. Runs a bit shallow on clip 4 as well. He has a complete inside line from Sava Spiro as he reels in more angle on his E30. Transitions across the track. Gets zone 6 quite nicely compared to the rest of his run. If you make a mistake on initiation, you'll mess up your line in semi-pro and pro, because it needs to line up all perfectly. We've got Nicolas Dimitriou going too far out on the outside line for street class right there. As he transitions across the track, he gets out of zone 3 for street class pretty nicely. Theo Pastu now coming down, getting ready to go into the track to do another few runs with his E46. Theo Pastu, son of Pani Pastu, he is a new driver in the semi-pro category for the 2026 drift season. E30, transitions across the wall. Could have rode it a little bit longer, that's why he was a bit shallow on the apex there. He drives around Kuma completely sideways, kicks the car into clip 6, but could have been a bit deeper. Here he needed to ride it out a little bit more and push his car through zone 4, sorry. He came up a bit short. Theo Pastu there, driving into the track. His car is full of cameras for Yanimai's YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. We've got Angelos coming down. Freshly painted E36. Bouncing off the rev limiter, pushing his car a little bit too outside. I think Badak would like the guys to be more inside on the Kuma turn. Now we have Modestos leading with Ella Gogo Jr. chasing. They initiate. Ella Gogo Jr. shutting down the car, and so does Modestos. One minute, people. I just need to quickly tie my shoelaces before I trip up. Feel free to write in the chat. Ask me questions. If you want me to go and interview certain drivers, let me know in the chat and I will go and do so. Απλώς λέω να το πω και στα ελληνικά, αν θέλετε να μου γράψετε ερωτήσεις στο chat, γράψετε μου, και αν θέλετε να ρωτήσω ερωτήσεις στους οδηγούς, να πάω στα pit σε λίγο να ρωτήσουμε τις ερωτήσεις σας. We've got Nicolas Badak leading with the red BMW E46, and chasing close behind we have Elias with his blue and black E46. Whose car is this? All of these brand new liveries. Andreas Wax with an S13. Oh, this is Skourizis. That's Skourizis S13 from the Time Attack, I think. Rocking an S15 front end. Complete new livery. He did tell me that I wouldn't recognize it when I saw it. But that's really cool to see. So Wax today is here with an S15 2JZ, an S14 2JZ, and an S13 2JZ. He has the whole garage of S13s. E30 coming around the corner, a bit shallow through zone 1, 2, and 3. 4, he came off the line, pushes the car around the corner. And across the line, needs a little bit more practice to flick on initiation, get round 2 and push it out to 3. If you push out to 3, your transition will push you into clip 4. Theo Pastu coming around the corner now. He initiates close to zone 2, but could have been a bit deeper, much deeper for zone 3. He transitions across the track, comes off zone 4 a little bit short as he pushes the car around the corner, middle of the racetrack, transitions across the track a little bit far from zone 6. Theo Pastu doing a nice line there, but he needs to push his car further out to the outside line of the track. Ella Coco Jr. doing a solo run there, going a little bit wide as he approaches clip 2. Transitions across the track. So cool to see Ella Gogo Jr. drive at Akhna Speedway. I've been taking pictures of Ella Gogo Jr. since he was about 5 years old. I can't believe he's driving now. Just goes to show how old we are. I think this is Petros with his E46. Makes a slight mistake there and doesn't finish off the run for the street layout. Who do we have next? We have Andreas Wax with his S13.5. Claims in a clip 2. Doesn't get out quite to out to zone 3. Shallows up for zone 4. Stop, stop, stop. We are safe with Andreas Wax stopping just before going into the tires here at Akhna Speedway on the Kuma line. I do like this yellow and black on the car though. It looks nice, it makes it look sporty, and I like the graphic that comes off the light and goes up the front fender. It looks really cool. We have the E30 in white coming around the corner. He would have claimed in a clip 2, but the cone isn't there. Could have pushed harder for out of zone 3. A long pull on the handbrake. Doesn't quite reach out of zone 4. Pushes the car. Transitions. A bit shallow for zone 6. But this is what it's all about today. Today is drift practice. These guys probably haven't raced since last year. So they might be a bit rusty. They come down, they do a lot of practice today, and then race day is next weekend, 7th and 8th of March at Akhna Speedway. Looks like street class will be on Saturday, semi-pro and pro will be on Sunday, with the battles finishing on Sunday as well. We'll watch a couple more runs and then we'll go up to the pits and we'll check out what the rest of the guys are doing. CH Loizo arrived as well. Initiation, Angelos going for the dive. Do we have contact? Maybe a slight bit of contact from Angelos. What a nice dive he did there. That was the most exciting part that I've seen of drifting today. A nice dive there from Angelos, going in on the doors of the lead car, but doesn't manage to quite stay there and stick to his doors. We've got Theo Pastu leading, Andreas Wax chasing as they come around the corner. Theo Pastu gets claimed zone 2 well, but Out of zone 3, he could have been deeper. He's not as deep in out of zone 4. They push around the turn. Andreas Wax pushing his car, trying to get close to Theo Pastor as they transition across zone 6 very nicely and across the finish line. Theo, if you watch this later on tonight, you have to push the car to outer zone 3 so that when you transition, you can fill out outer zone 4 and slide and fill it up and then get on throttle and go around the corner. So from there until there, it's going to be a long transition, because this zone here normally is around there. So they've moved it about 4 or 5 meters to just add a different level of difficulty. El Agogo Jr. spinning out. Modestos on the inside zone, but shallows up his line and straightens so as he goes across the finish line. What we'll do, if you guys can stay here for 1 second. Obas. 1 second, guys. I'm just putting my jacket on because it's a bit cold here. And then we'll go and check out the cars in the pits. Let's film this quickly. But that going in for the dive. Nice battle there, but a bit scruffy line as he makes too many corrections by trying to get on the door of Elias. He got too close too quickly. Had to slow down a little bit, which messed up his line quite a bit in the middle there. But he managed to get back on the doors. All right, people. The plan is we're going together. We'll go say hello to the guys at the street. Actually, no, we won't, because I won't be allowed to cross this section. We'll just cross. We'll go to the pits, check out the cars, and then we'll come back to film some more drifting. Phil's out. Could be deeper in zone 4. He needs to go the whole length of the clipping zone. But now he's starting to get heated up, this driver, and he's doing some good pushes. Kyriakos Marios Tsolas going up to the start line. Woo! V8, baby. Don't get dizzy with me, guys. Don't get dizzy. Now we just need to wait until these twin passes. We have Andreas Wax leading and Theo Pastor chasing. Theo Pastor shuts it down as Andreas Wax pushes his car around the rest of the corner. Now I need to wait for another run to pass so that I can cross. I need to cross exactly as they pass because they get the next battle ready. So we have street class going down. That's us across. I'll get you guys a few videos from the wall because it's quite cool to see the cars transition on the wall. It's a fast clip. You guys here for 2 seconds. Sandro! Hey James, you will be going this year to Drift Masters? I don't know yet. I will be going to Europe this year like I did last year. But I've promised my girlfriend to do less rounds of Drift Masters this year. 1 second. They need to ride out way further this side to get into zone 4. So yeah, last year we did Drift Masters. We followed El Agogo around. We did Riga, Ostrava, Ferropolis, and then we had to come back again because the ferries in Cyprus, they end in September. This year, I promised my girlfriend not to go to all of the Drift Masters because she doesn't like it so much. And I kind of want to do a different trip this year and go to Croatia, Spain, and go that side. Since the ferry doesn't open before the Spain and Italy round of Drift Masters, I'm going to miss both of those rounds. But I'm going to aim to go to Ferropolis this year. Maybe Ostrava again if Elagogo and Marco race there. And also I'm going to try and go to the Drift Masters in Poland if I stay in September in Europe. But we shall all find out. Sodas! Paul, the street class and the semi-pro layout are completely different layouts. Semi-pro and pro come around the whole turn. Street class start up where they are at the moment, which is there for now. And it looks like when I did the line with Badak on last Friday, we initiated in the middle of the track here, and he told me the zone will be here. Now, since arriving today, a lot of the street class is initiating on the outer zone here. I don't know what the correct layout is. We have to go and find Elagogo and ask him. Yeah, I'm also thinking about Poland because I've never been there before. I've never been to the Polish race. I've been to Poland before many times. It's really nice. Woo! It's a nice place, but I really want to go because it's in a stadium, and it must be absolutely wild to be in a stadium and hear 55,000 spectators cheering for drifting. It's an experience that I want to do. I need to do it at least once in my life. Let's go check out the pits, see what's going on, see who's racing. Just trying to find my car keys. I do not want to lose them. We have Kyriakos Marios Sodas as he initiates to go around the first bend. Amazing noise coming out of Soda's car. We've got Andreas Nigola from the street class. They're each banging into each other. How are you doing, bro? How do you like the street class? That cuts that interview short. Can't even hear myself think. Boys are going down to do more of the street class. Let's go check out some of the drivers this year and what they're rocking. And then we'll find Elagogo and Badak and ask them about the lines. Here we've got Neofilos Figartus getting in the car, suiting up, getting ready to go out. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. Having fun.
Back in the driving seat.
Fun. It's good to be back.
It's good to be back, man. It's been almost 6 months now. Nice to see him in the car, suiting up. Let's leave him alone while he gets in the zone. We have this car here. I have no idea who the driver is. Getting ready. We also have these two cars. I've never seen these two guys either. But we'll find out who they are. They're a bit busy. People that are doing stuff in the pits, I don't talk to them because they're rushing to get ready and get practicing. Now we have Theo here, just getting ready for maybe going out one more time as Hermes puts on another set of tires. If you're wondering what we're using in Cyprus, we've got Tri-Ace tires, and Theo is one of the few drivers who is rocking Strom wheels here in Cyprus. Let's just have a little quick look inside his office. So it's a new build. It's very nice in here. We've got the Wisefab handbrake, strength selector, suede dashboard, brand new seats in here, nitrous in the back with the fuel tank. Looking very nice here. The engine bay and the underneath of this car are beautiful. I was at their garage last Thursday and it was so cool to have a look underneath the car. Moving over, we've got Simos Tikis, a driver in pro category, racing his E36, rocking a 2JZ. And we have CH Loizo going out there, which is my mechanic and my sponsor for the Lexus. So we'll go and film him soon. But we'll have a quick pit walkthrough. Tiki's looking very concentrated there, deep in the zone. Maybe they have some issues. The Corvette has been here since drift day, so there's obviously a problem with it. Moving over to this side, we have Savaspiro with his E30. Looking very nice. How are you? Kala. Car's looking nice. Έκαμες τίποτε updates? Τι έκαναμε? Μα είδα σε ότι ξεκινήσεις να κάνεις και βίντεο μες στα TikToks και τα Instagram. Nice to see. If you want to check him out, guys, it's Spiros Drift on Instagram και το ίδιο στο TikTok. And the same on TikTok. Good luck, bro. Have fun. So he was saying he's done a new turbo and a new suspension, I think. Kyros Artemiou here with his E36. I wonder what they've done. They're fixing something underneath, maybe changing. See. Oh, they're filling up the diff with new oil, probably. Hello. We've got Kyros that comes to the drift day, and we've got Bike Mafia stunt rider right here. Babut has his car. I don't know the driver very well to open up this car and have a look inside, but it looks very nice. I'm loving the body kit and the red color. I like cars that rock no stickers. They look really nice with no stickers. Moving over to here, we've got Takamura rocking this really nice black and orange livery with this sort of carbon fiber look on the sticker, making the car look quite smart, to be honest. Takamura is there talking. And a completely different look. I like this black and orange for the livery. It makes the car look quite smart. Moving over, we've got El Toredo that comes to the drift day with his BMW Turbo E46. He's in semi-pro. And then we have C. Pedro going out with his E46. We have Andreas. Oh no, it's not Andreas Wax. I have been mistaken. It's Kostas Christoforous S13 with an S15 front end. He's now put a 2JZ inside. But Wax told me that he also fixed up his S13, which that's why I got a bit confused there. But I do like the livery on the car. Costa, ωραία τα αυτοκόλλητα, ρε. Πολλά ωραία. I like it, looks cool. And Soda's car that we saw do a few runs already. Super nice, super clean. This car always looks nice, to be honest. We have a look inside. I wonder what that box there is. I've never seen that before. Must be something for intercoms, maybe. Back radiator shroud. There's the radiator set up in there. And let's have a quick snoop at the engine bay, which is always super clean from this garage. He's very proud of his work. I am as well, because it looks so nice. Holy crap. So it's supercharged then. That is a massive supercharger. It looks very nice. Very cool. Quite a lot of oil coming out of the oil catch tank, but that's probably what he's sorting out. But it looks very nice. Alexis Harris with all of his kids in his car. Yeah, let's go back down to the tower and finish off the live stream filming the last few runs of the day. You know who I didn't see today? Pepsi's team. I don't know where Pepsi's team is. These two guys going out. I'd like to see if they're going to do street class or semi-pro. How are you feeling? Drifting, bro. Theo Pastor saying that he has a few problems there, but this is drifting. Another car here, E46. Stefanos. This is Sorin. Nice to see him move away from the Durasol livery to something a bit more funky. You know what I'm gonna do? Segalare. And then the Gosududo. Sastigi. 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna quickly get my water and stuff. Let's find out who this is. Zachariadis. He must be from Greece. Greece. I've not seen this driver before. Oh!
Πώς είσαι, φίλε μου? Σε καλά?
Καλά, εσύ.
Και λέω θα τον δω, δεν θα τον δω. Εδώ είσαι όμως, δεν γύρω.
Έκαμε live, παν. Θα βουρήσει όλον το σεζόν. 13. So we have the driver right there getting ready to go in the car, 13 years old, from Greece. He's going to be doing the 2026 drift season here in Cyprus. This is his name, Zachariadis. Nice to see some new drivers come over from Greece to race in the Cyprus Drift Championship. Dundas Garage. Let's have a little look inside his car and see what's going on in his office. Oh, I like the stitching on the dashboard and the carbon Kevlar on the interior there. That looks very nice. It's nice to see some stitching on the dashboard in a drift car. That looks really cool. Set up there, and then in the back we have the battery and a cut-off area for the radiator and everything else that's back there. So we wish him good luck as they get the kid ready to go in the track. 13 years old. Oh, I didn't get my water. 13 years old, not the youngest driver in Athena Speedway. We had Ilias Grilli start his career out here at 9 years old, youngest drifter in the world. I sat with him in the car, and he had a baby seat to help him out. Let's get that. Let's get that. Is that water? And what are we doing for battery? 48%. Let's get the charger as well. That's sitting nice. All right, so we have the charger for the live stream. We have water. Where are my car keys? I need a helper with me when I do these live streams to carry all the shit. All right, people. Let's stuff my charger in my pocket. And let's head into the track and see the rest of the runs for today. Looks like Yanimais is left. Maybe they already finished filming. Yeah, I think the best memories come from those... Oh, has Christo come with his S14 to the racetrack? This is CH Loisus S14A, looking sick. Probably the worst place to park your car. This is like a turning for all of the cars. I would not have parked it there. It's like right on where everyone's going to turn around the corner. Where's El Agogo? We need to find El Agogo. I want to have a little chat with him about the racetrack. Hello, sir. Hello, boys.
Hello, James. Σε καλά, κάπου μου νου
Ναι, καλά.
Μαθαίνω σε λίγο.
Κάνω live stream. Ο κόμπος που είναι.
Έχασα τον κι εγώ.
Θέλω να του κάνω ένα μικρό interview. Να μας πει λίγο για τα layouts. Ναι, ναι, με πράγματα, με πας στον τοίχο κάπου. So I just said hello to El Agogo's father and KK Machining, which is our fabrication shop for the J-Sport. Moving down here. Who do we have? I don't know any of these guys. We've got Ioannidis on the wall there. As we have a few cars coming around the corner. Let's run to the wall as it's CH Loizu garage. Wax going in for the dive right there, but he's been pushed back a little bit as they come around the corner. Let's go up to the tower. We're missing a lot of nice runs, I think. We've got Angelos CH Loizu spotter up there just doing some filming. We've got Papoulidis from the Drift Day. And some other people, I don't know who they are. We have Elias and Nicolas doing their run for street class. Let's go into the tower where we can do the live. Talk a little bit quieter instead of screaming because of all of the cars going round. A little bit of contact there from Misha, but the guy in front slowed down a lot. Oh God, my legs. You know who we haven't seen today? We haven't seen Dave Bell, that I thought Dave would be down here today. And we haven't seen, what else was I gonna say? Oh. 1 second, people, I need to take my jacket off or I'm gonna get boiling hot. So we haven't seen Dave Bell and we haven't seen Igor. Where is Igor? El Agogo Jr. initiating. Much smoother line from El Agogo. He needs to give it a little bit of a clutch kick so the car doesn't straighten. Transitions across the track. Could have been a bit more aggressive with his transition as he transitioned for zone 3 for the street class. Woo! Who do we have now? We have C. Petru coming around the corner. Very wide around zone 1. Feels zone 3 nicely though. Feels zone 4 quite nicely, pushing his car, staying on the 3/4 of the way around of the outside zone. Transitions across the track. Zone 6, I'm sure they'll put them a zone there. So what people are doing, they seem to be initiating well, and the inside clip, which isn't there anymore because they knocked over the cone so many times, and it hasn't been put back yet, which it should be, because if they're practicing, they should practice with the inside zone there so that they have a little bit of a reference point, because that lines you up for zone 3 and zone 4. Who's coming down now? We have El Toretto with his BMW E46 Turbo. He gets zone 2 nice, but he's too slow to get into zone 3 and he shuts down the line. Maybe he missed the gear change. Oh no, Adere Toretto mu. He seems very frustrated in the car, giving a little bit of pounding on the steering wheel with his hands. Hopefully the car is okay and he just made a mistake on his run. It does seem that he's going up to the start line again, so I wish him good luck on his next run. Let's see who we have next. We have Zachariadis from Greece, 13-year-old, racing for his first time, debuting in Cyprus at the 2026 drift season. Shallows through zone 4. Trying to push the car back out to outer zone 5. Transitions. He got zone 6 nicely, but depending where they place the clipping point, if they put it there, he got it really well. But if they put it towards the end of the curb, not so good. But we'll probably find out all of this stuff getting closer to race day next weekend Saturday and Sunday is the Drift Championship, but on Friday I imagine there's going to be practice. There will be a briefing with the judges and they'll tell them exactly the exact points on the layout, where they need to be, how far they need to go out to the outside line, how much angle, how much smoke, what the judges are looking for. And then next Friday's practice will be in better detail. I'll be able to explain to you what the judges are looking for instead of just saying maybe there's going to be a zone here. I did try to look for El Agogo. I spoke to his dad before to see if we could find out where he is so we can ask him. But his dad has no idea where he is either. Caterina handbraking, but coming off throttle and shutting down the run. Who do we have next? We have one of these two drivers we saw in the pits. Don't know his name. Gone a little bit too far to the outer zone. Gone away from the inside clip that will be there. Transitioning a bit too early for outer zone 3. So a quick freshen up. Street class looks like they're going to be starting from down there. They're going to accelerate first, second. Initiate here with a handbrake. Inner line all the way around the turn, but coming closer at this point with an inside clip. Pushing the car out to the middle of the track again and transitioning for outer zone 3 on the curb. Spiros Drift Team. Not too much angle coming off the end of the run there. It would be nice to get Badak or El Agogo. I would prefer El Agogo because he speaks English and he can explain to the live stream what he is looking for as the judge. Zaharidis coming around, missing zone 3 and zone 4, complete shallow line as he clips the apex of Kuma, pushes the car. I feel this kid needs to have one of the local drivers sit with him in the car and just give him the lowdown on the Kuma turn, because it is quite tricky to get to the outer zones, and it's quite tricky because if you mess up you end up in the wall, and the wall will claim your car and it will give you a lot of damage if it doesn't claim it completely. So this is why some of the drivers are running more reserved lines, as they don't want to have an accident week before the race. But it would be nice to see a driver from the Cyprus Drift Championship sit with Zaharidis and just show him the layout nicely so that he can get it in his brain and visualize it a little bit more. We've got Andreas Nicola leading. We've got Gumuro chasing in the E36 Compact. Decent line, but they both push towards the outside line. Gumuro straightens a little bit. Andreas Nicola transitions and pushes Gumuro completely off the track. They've done some gardening since we had the drift day. That turn there was not cut, the grass. I know because I flew through it with the Lexus. Igor! Me and Dave couldn't today. Shame, bro. I came down to see you guys as well. And it would have been nice to see you guys do some twins together. But I'm sure we'll see you guys next week. We've got this guy coming around, new driver. Don't know who it is. He initiates, but shuts down the line, maybe. Didn't have enough speed. You do need to send it a little bit. And there's one detail that I keep telling people and I keep getting ignored. They're practicing today semi-pro and pro with semi-slick tires. Street class is on Chinese Linglongs and some Chinese tires. As the pro and semi-pro class practice throughout the day, we've got Kyriakos and Kyros Artemiou leading with the yellow E36 Tex tire, and Babutas coming in close behind doing his chase run. But as all of these people practice, it's making it harder for the street class because semi-slick is getting driven and piled up on the racing surface of the track. And especially in this area right here, let's just watch this run. This section right here in front of the wall is where all of the pro cars and semi-pro cars are putting down all of their power as they get back on power to power around Kuma. So from this section here, depending, I mean, even if the pro category is outside line, some of the cars will still run an inside line, putting down semi-slick onto the racetrack, thus making it way more grippy for the street class. And as we see the day progressing, we are seeing exactly that happen. We're seeing the semi-pro and pro cars put down quite a lot of tire in this area. This area hasn't been driven on since the last time we had a championship here, so it's sort of lost its grip levels. Now the grip levels are coming back, and will make it harder for the street classes to initiate here, so they will have to send it much faster. Here we've got two E46s. Misha going for the dive there with a 3-liter E46 with the orange stripes on it. Misha is one of the guys that we come and practice on the weekend with, and we're down here every weekend. But it will be nice to see as the week progresses and as more practice happens for the semi-pro and pro battles, how much grip level will be turned up in this section. Savas Spiro making a slight correction there on initiation as he comes round the corner, running quite an inside line. Transitioning across the track, filling out his zone 6 nicely, but I would have preferred to see quite a bit more angle on the end of the run. We have Elagogo Jr. initiating with the handbrake. Coming round, whoa, slight understeer there as he straightens up the car. Gets back on throttle, clutch kicks it. Quite a relaxed run there from Elagogo Jr. He is trying to flick it in fast, but because it's gripping up like I told you, it's just scrubbing out all of his speed and he's straightening. Looks like we've had a crash today, to be honest. There's a hole in the wall there, and there's a few tires knocked over there, probably from the back of the car of one of the pro cars. We've got Babutas leading with his red E46 chasing. We've got Kiros Artemiou. They both could have been deeper in out of zone 3. They filled out of zone 4, but they could have ridden it a little bit longer to fill out the whole clip as they transition across the track and across the finish line. Another one of the new guys we saw in the pits, he initiates. Whoa, very outside there. Makes a correction, but too much angle and shuts down the run. Most of the pro drivers and semi-pro drivers are in the pits changing tires. The only two cars that are in the track is Kiros and Babutas. Now we've got Gumuru leading and Andreas Nicolas chasing as they go around the track and they go in. And they shut it down. Andreas Nicola keeps it going though. It's a nice day today. When I was driving down from Nicosia, I thought, oh no, it's going to be raining. I'm going to get there and everyone would have left by now, except for the street class, because I know they like practicing in the rain. But we've been very lucky. There is some rain over there. You can see it coming down. But for us, we're a bit quite lucky at the moment. Zachariadis, I imagine he'll be in semi-pro. Elagogo Jr. going up to the start line. Clutch kicking it. And that's the speed we want to see, Elagogo Jr. That's the speed we want to see. I'm itching to go and drive the Lexus, to be honest, but I said to myself this morning, go and do a live stream and do not drive the Lexus, because I drove it for 5 days consecutively last week, and I did enough drifting. Savas drift team, Spiro drift team, sorry. Could have been deeper and out of zone 4. Transitions nicely through outer zone 6, but could have reeled on a little bit more angle through that last clip there. Andreas Wax going out with his S14.5, rocking a 2JZ. I wish I brought my list with the horsepower today. Whoa, he did a little bit of a handbrake, almost went off track then. One second, people. I need to get myself a little tripod. Misha doing a nice line around the corner, the other car completely spun out. I will pick up the live stream again, just give me a second. I'm also going to do a kick stream today and try out kick for once. But I thought I'd start off with YouTube since most of you are on YouTube. And then we can do the kick one a bit later on in the day. I just want to test it out. I've never used it before, so... But I feel maybe I should have brought my laptop to the track as well. Because I can connect to the Starlink up here. Babutas coming around, could have been deeper in outer zone 3. Transitions early for outer zone 4. Set the inside line around corners and transitions across zone 6 and does not fill it. Coming back to the live stream now, people. Kostas Christoforous going in with his 2JZ S13. Now we know who that guy is. If you're wondering where I'm standing, this used to be the office of the owner of the racetrack and then eventually became my office. It's quite nice in here, but there's no air conditioning, so in the summer it's very hot. Zachariadis transitioning far too early, almost going into the apex. Just want to say a little thing about these apexes. You see the red bumps? They're vicious. If you hit those things, your wheel alignment is definitely going to need some adjusting. That's why the drivers are not getting close to the apex there, because you do not want to go over the rumble strips. Elias leading, Nicolas Dimitriou chasing. Both drivers in the drift day as they transition across the track. A nice run by both these drivers. These drivers both practice together, so they probably know each other's driving quite well and can trust each other to go and do a nice twin. El Toretto going out to the racetrack to do some more runs today. Maybe he did have a problem with the car and that's where he went into the pits to check it out. But now he's going back out there. We wish him luck. Put on a nice show, Mr. El Toretto. I love saying his nickname. Ella Coco Jr. initiates with the handbrake, stays on throttle, stays on the inside line now, pushes the car a little bit to the outside line, reels it back into the inner clip, but not close enough as he transitions across the track, filling out his zone 6, out his zone 3, for street class, much better with a lot more angle. He looks a lot more confident now that he's been out. What was that? Oh, that was a Hayabusa. That was loud. We've got Spiro Drift Team coming around the corner way too wide. Babutas coming in behind. Spiro shut down the run, straightened for a little bit. Babutas continues drifting around the track. Not a very good run there. Igor, are you on the live, bro? Are you coming down on Friday? We've got Kostas Christoforou with his S13 2JZ running very short on the line, not claiming 1, 2, or 3. coming around zone 5 in the middle of the track, transitions and is quite far away from zone 6 as well. Costa needs to push it a little bit more on initiation to push out to outer zone 3, which is right there. Another street driver initiating. Nice inside line from this car. Would have claimed the inside zone nicely right there. Transitions a little bit too close to the edge of the track. That's not giving him enough space to push out until outer zone 3. But it was a nice run until that point. We have Stefan Sorin coming in with his new livered up E46, moving away from the Duracell livery. We come to this nice blue livery, which is quite nice, gives the car a complete different look. Sorin didn't have the best of years the last 2 years. He had some quite vicious accidents here at the track, but it's nice to see him behind the wheel again and down for a fresh new year of drifting. We've got El Agogo Jr. leading, Misha chasing as they initiate. Misha goes for the doors, but doesn't quite get it there. El Agogo Jr., quite a lot of angle, but pushes off the inner line and goes more to the outside line, transitions across the track and across the finish line. El Agogo Jr. looking a bit more confident now and actually pushing the car and sending it a lot more. Misha doing what he does, would like to see a bit more aggression from Misha and getting a bit closer to the cars because I know he can do it. El Toretto pushing his car, doesn't quite fill outer zone 3, is very shallow for outer zone 4, locks up the front brakes, goes straight into the field. He's fine and is able to drive completely out of the sand pit there, gets back onto the racetrack and goes back up to the line. Even though he made a mistake, nice to see him trying something different on the line. Wax going into the track with the trailer there. Something must have happened with that car. He's going back to the start line. Who do we have? We have Spiro Drift Team. Needs to push it a little bit more, bro. You're so far away from outer zone 3. Transitions, comes off zone 4 a bit too early because he didn't push out to zone 3. Pedal to the metal in the middle of the track, transitions through zone 6 nicely. Some of the drivers are not pushing out to outer zone 3. If you do not fill this zone correctly, you will not have enough speed to get out to outer zone 4. It's a big distance from there, plus a transition which will scrub your speed a bit, plus you have the wall. So I think out of the whole layout for the semi-pro and pro classes, this probably is the hardest section. Great, good to hear that you're coming down on Friday. I'll come down as well and make another live stream. No, a spin from El Agogo Jr. Babysitting and watching drifting. Not bad for a Sunday afternoon. I know you would rather be here drifting, but pedal to the metal. Who is coming around the corner? It's Stefan Sorin in his BMW E46. He needs to push way more to get out to outer zone 3. Fills up outer zone 4 about 3/4 of the way, but too shallow line, and he straightened halfway through the turn. But that was his first run, probably of the season, so I don't expect it to be perfect from the first time out until you get your bearings and feel how your car is reacting to the track conditions today. And then they'll be a bit more on point. We've got Konstantinos Kumuru going out with his Panda. It's like some crazy panda holding a shotgun on the side of his car. Looks quite cool. He's going up to the start line of street class. Badak just there in the smart car, putting back the the second inside clip. Basically, second clip, not second inside, there's only one. Initiates, not enough speed. Push it a little bit more, get a little bit more angle. Okay, so we have the inside clip back on point. We have another run in street class. Initiating. Nice line, needs to come close to the apex now for the inside clip. Transitions across the track a little bit too early. I think the transition will be in front of the curb. El Toretto coming in again. Made a little bit of a correction around the second zone, the inside clip. Transitions across the track, doesn't fill out of zone 4, but pushes the car around. Kuma turn to transition across zone 6. Could have been about 30 centimeters deeper for zone 6 there. Bit of a scrappy run there by El Toretto, but he's just trying to find his bearings, I imagine. Next we have Stefan Sorin coming in again. Gets the inside zone nice, but out of zone 3 he doesn't fill the zone at all. Out of zone 4 he rode the handbrake but didn't fill it completely, about 3/4. Running an inside line around Kuma turn and transitioning across the line, continuing drifting all the way until the straight. Continuing drifting all the way up the dragster straight. Got Theo Pastu going into the track. Theo Pastu, another new driver in the Cyprus Drift Championship. I think he's around 19, 20 years old. His family he's grown up in a motorsport family, that's what I'm trying to say. Done time attack, done racing with radicals, and now he's trying a bit of drifting. Misha doing a nice entry. Ella Coco Jr. initiating a little bit too late. That's pushing him out to the outer line. A nice aggressive transition through zone 3 though. Then we've got Konstantinos leading with the E46 compact, E46 compact. Ella Coco Jr. chasing. Little bit of a clutch kick there from Konstantinos, and he shuts down the line as Ella Coco Jr. continues to push the car through the outer zone. Who is coming? That sounds... Oh, it's Stefan Sorin again. Comes around a little bit far away from zone 2, but starts to fill out of zone 3, but not quite deep enough. Riding the handbrake, comes off zone 4 a little bit early, claims the inside apex, pushes the car around the transitions and across the finish line. Who do we have next? We have El Toretto, E46 Turbo, comes around the corner, slight correction for the inside clip, doesn't get out to outer zone 3, transitions across the track, pulls the handbrake, doesn't quite fill outer zone 4, pushes around the Kuma line in the middle of the track as he gets to the outer zone and across zone 6, very nicely on zone 6, but could do a bit of a better push in zone 3 and zone 4. Driving into the track, we have Angelos Philippou with his E36 drift car. And behind him, who is the car behind him? I don't know, we're going to have to go down and find out. It would have been cool if I brought my helmet with me. It's in the Lexus, and go and sit in the car with Misha and get an onboard of the street class. A little bit late on initiating with the handbrake, which puts him on the outside line, but he reels it into the inside clip. Transitions across the track. Very nice transition there for zone 3 for street class. Who do we have coming now? We have Theo Pastu. Claiming zone 2 very nicely. Needs to push himself a little bit more. 1 meter to get to outer zone 3. Outer zone 4 he gets it, but could have been a little bit riding for another meter to fill outer zone 4 completely. Transitions through outer zone 6. A much better run there by Theo Pastu, but he needs to push his car another meter to fill this zone out completely so that he can push and fill. When I say fill, I mean like this, and then come out of the zone. Not go in the zone and then come off just before the zone finishes. Misha leading, Ella Coco Jr. chasing. Caterina Nicolaou driving up to the start of the street class. I want to see some runs by Sieclo Izugaraj. We haven't seen him drive yet. Only that one run he did where we were on the wall. Pop, pop, bang, bang. Where are my car keys? How have I lost my car keys already? Okay, we have El Toredo leading, Stefan Sorin chasing. They both miss out of zone 3. El Toredo fills out of zone 4. Sorin fills out of zone 4 but comes off at the edge of the clipping point. Pops and bangs across the finish line. How have I lost my fucking keys? I've done this before where I've lost my keys at the track. That's why I was making sure I had them in my pocket. Ah, here they are. And I had to go home with somebody else. And I had to come back the next day and spend the whole day looking for my keys at Akhna Speedway. I did find them in the end, but not something I want to do on a Sunday afternoon. Sun is coming through the sky, through the clouds, lighting up the track nicely for the end of the day. We've got Angelos leading. Bouncing off the rev limiter, probably in second gear. And across the line. I don't know if my Lexus could pull off this street battle thing. If I came out full first, then second gear, pull the handbrake, I could probably run the inside line because the Lexus is so underpowered. I might practice this layout next week. Ella Gogo Jr. leading. Misha chasing. Misha initiates. We have a nice close battle here as Misha gets onto the doors of Ella Gogo Jr. and they push around the street class layout, transitioning. Ella Gogo Jr. shuts down the run a little bit early towards the finish, but that was a nice twin battle there from Misha and Ella Gogo Jr. Theo Pastu coming around the corner. Nice on zone 2. Needs to be a meter deeper in zone 3. Comes off zone 4, way too shallow in an inner line around Puma. Pushes the car to zone 6, but doesn't quite fill it up. I wonder if we could get Badak to come up here. Batak is in this smart. It would be nice. Oh, don't go up that way, bro. Come here, come here. Elate pano! Να μου μιλήσετε στο live. We need the judges' opinion. We've got Ella Gogo, aka George Christoforou, Drift Masters driver for 2026, representing Cyprus. Also has taken on board judging the Cyprus Drift Series with Badak Nicolas. We'll go down to them and talk to them about the clipping zones. Ella Gogo going out to put a cone for the street class, I think. We've got Stefan Sorin coming around, El Toredo Spanado on initiation. Pushing, I'm going to go downstairs because I have a feeling they're just going to get into their car and drive off. And we won't be able to speak to them, even though I would like to do it upstairs because it's much more quieter. Oh, I hate going down the stairs. It makes me dizzy every time. All right, let's see what they have to say about the street class and where the zone is for the street class. Τα σημεία του street που είναι? Πάτα και είπες ότι έχει inside zone η street κάπου από εκεί. Εν ευκαινεί. So τι είναι το layout για τη semi-pro και τη pro? Είναι σίγουρα, they're all running inside line.
Εγώ νομίζω πρέπει να τους αναγκάσεις να μείνουν έξω.
Ναι.
Ναι ρε φίλε, αλλά να κλείσει πάλι.
Ναι, να κλείσουν πάλι.
Τώρα, μιλάς εγώ. Αφού είναι ένα zone, πρέπει να μείνει έξω. Είναι δεδομένο. Δεν θέλω να μου κάνει... Τι είναι το κοινό που λέει ο Νικολάς τώρα. Αν υπάρχει. Ναι, πού να πάει. Δεν έχουμε τα πουλά. Τι θέλει λαστικά πριν. Δεν θα νιώθεις.
Θέλω να ξέρω το layout του Pro.
Ρε φίλε, το layout του Pro, το πρόβλημα είναι ότι περιμένουμε και το Βέρνο. Γιατί
τον τελευταίο
λόγο είναι στο Βέρνο. Εμείς η εισήγηση μας είναι initiation, δεξιά, κλείσε εσωτερικά πας στο κράσπεδο, όχι τέλεια, απέναντι δαμε που είναι τα zone, απέναντι δαμε, all the way outside,
Yeah.
a fast switch, and most probably another one in finish.
So θα έχει clipping πας στο γράσπεδο που ποδά.
Ενάχει.
Και αμέσως there'll be 7 clips. Και το τελευταίο είναι ένα transition. 5, 6, 7. Okay. And semi-pro είναι το ίδιο?
Ναι.
Εντάξει. Και η street ρε πατάκ? Οι street έρχονται κάτω. Ανοιχτά. Εντάξει. So I have been saying the line I've been telling you guys for the street class is wrong. I apologize. But when I came down with Badak and we figured out which line they're going to be running, it was an inside line. What they have updated me now and told me is that the inside line for the street class is too shallow and they can't run it. So what they've done is they start from up there, they come down, they initiate on the outside clip here, run an outside line all the way around the track, no inner zone over there like we were saying all of this time, and then transition across the track for zone 3, which is on the rumble strip round the corner. For pro and semi-pro, Elagogo did it in Greek, but he was telling us that we come around, they initiate outside zone. Second clip is inside clip. Third clip is outside zone here. Transition across the track to an outside zone here on zone 4. Zone 5 is the whole of Kuma on the outside line, with a transition to zone 6, which we were saying before. And then there'll be another transition. Whoa, do we have a save there from El Toredo on the wall, as he does a 180 around the corner. And we'll have one more clip, a zone 7 as they transition. Who do we have going out? We have Petros from street class, and we have Neophitos Fikartou that we interviewed a little bit before in the pits, saying that he's having a good, fun day at the track. Nice to be behind the steering wheel again. So now they've put this cone here to force the pro and semi-pro drivers to drift on the outside line as they're coming in too short. Let's go back up to the pits. Ελάτε πάνω αν θέλετε γιατί είναι καλό το view. Katerina coming in. Oh, understeer. She stops just before hitting the tires. Let's go up to the top here now that we know all of the layouts. To all the people on the live stream, you get to see the layouts from the judges directly. The drivers probably haven't been updated yet. I'm going to tell Gogo and Badak to come up here for a bit. They'll probably leave once I start commentating. Driver coming, Badak's out of the turn. Theo Pastu made a mistake there on initiation. They transition. The cone is... The cone probably was a bit of a surprise there for the drivers. Ελάτε πάνω αν θέλετε γιατί θωρείς το πολλά καλά που δάμε. Nah. Alright, so let's do now a proper layout of the street class. They come in, they initiate on the outside. They need to push their car on the outside, all the way to the outside. So these lines that we've been watching so far have been wrong. They transition, and that's out to zone 3 for street class, and the finish line is that line there. For pro and semi-pro, they start up behind the garages. First, second, third. They initiate on an outside zone on the other side. Second zone is the inside clip. Third zone is the outer zone. Transition across the wall, outer zone 4, fill this up. Then they want them outside line. This is not a clip, this is a no-hit cone. They want the drivers on the outside line all the way around Kuma, all the way around until around here. Transition across the track to outer zone 6 and fill that up. And then transition the car again to outer zone 7, which I imagine might be close to where that white banner is. They're training for the Cyprus Drift Championship, which is on the 7th and 8th of March here at Achna Speedway. El Toredo, too much angle then we'll shut down the line. It's the Cyprus Drift Championship next weekend, 7th and 8th of March. We'll have on Saturday street class, which will be the first time street class is racing in the Cyprus Drift Championship. This is these cars in front of us that you see here. And then on Sunday, we'll have qualification and battles of semi-pro and the pro category. It's the first race of the Cyprus Drift Championship. I'm just going to say that in Greek as well for any of the viewers that are watching in Greek. Βλέπουμε το practice, το πρώτο practice του 2026 Drift Championship πρωτάθλημα. Το πρωτάθλημα του Κυπριακού Drift είναι 7 και 8 του Μάρτη, το επόμενο Σαββατοκύριακο. Σάββατον θα έχουμε street practice. Η πρώτη φορά που θα γίνει street practice, θα έχουμε street championship. Το Σάββατο πρώτη φορά θα έχουμε street championship που είναι αυτά τα αυτοκίνητα μπροστά μας. Έχουν εντελώς άλλο layout που την pro και τη semi-pro. Και την Κυριακή θα έχουμε τα qualification της semi-pro και της pro και τα battles της semi-pro και της pro στη μεγάλη πίστα στη Κούμα. Neophitos Fikartou doesn't push enough to outer zone 3. It's going to be a bit shallow. He rides the handbrake a little bit for zone 4. Needs to push the car way further out. I think that cone... Εκείνος ο κόνος εγώ νομίζω μπορεί να πάει πιο πίσω. Ναι, γιατί... Ναι, ένα πρόβλημα, ναι, να του κοντά έξω. because I can see a completely different angle from up here than what they can down there. Babutas coming around, getting into zone 3, but needs to be at least 1 meet deeper. Gets onto outer zone 5. Theo Pastu running a shallow round around Kuma. They transition completely far away from zone 6, and they've shut down the run before zone 7 because they don't know zone 7 is there. What we should do now is do a quick briefing, get all the drivers into the briefing room, explain to them the semi-pro layout, the pro layout, and the street layout, so the drivers know what they're practicing. It's the first time they have street class. Because we're having such great success, I'm James from the J-Spot, by the way, and Avustis at the timing room representing Athens Speedway. We organized together a drift day, and on the last 2 drift days, we broke the record for amount of drift cars we've had at Athens Speedway. This December drift day, we had 44 drivers, and on the last drift day, which was Carnival, and I understand why some drivers didn't come, we had 27 drivers. So the Cyprus Drift Championship has decided to have a street class now, which are these guys here. Some of the cars don't have roll cages. That's why the layout is much shorter, and especially on this round, which is the first round of the Cyprus Drift Championship, because it's in front of the wall, they have given them a much more slower layout. As, for example, Misha, it's a fully street legal car, but there's no roll cage in it. So we have to take measures, well, they have to take measures, the Cyprus Drift Championship does, to make sure that everybody is safe. I think Misha has come to push him with his car. Let's go down and have a look what's going on, as they're going to shut down the track for now until Angelos has moved his E36. But let's go down and see what happened to Angelos. I want a fireman's pole to get out of this thing instead of walking down these stairs. Let's go have a look what happened. The racing requirements is a fire extinguisher. The car has to go through scrutineering by the Cyprus Drift Championship, so everything in the car needs to be safe. No holes in the firewall. No race suit is required, just a helmet. You have to either have harnesses or a racing seatbelt in the car, like a normal seatbelt. As you'll see here from Misha, his car is... Say hi to the live, everyone's watching! Nice to see Misha here in the street class. We've got... Who is this guy? Segalare. So something's broken on his wheel. So they need to hold the wheel straight so that he can reverse and get back onto the racetrack, or at least get it in that area so that he's not in a dangerous zone, so that the practice can continue. So it's probably a steering rack end that's broken. But let me show you this street car while it's here. As you see, stripped out interior, no roll cage. We just have the handbrake, quick shift the steering wheel, racing harnesses, helmet, and that's all you need to race. And you have to come in shoes and long pants. You can't come in shorts and flip-flops and stuff like that. The reason I say it is because I've seen it at the racetrack before. And you need to become a member of the Cyprus Drift Championship. You need a medical document showing that you are healthy to be able to drive, and you need to pay a participant fee in the championship, which I think it's €100, but I could be mistaken. Now they slowly are pushing him back towards the tower so that we can continue. This is out to zone 6 for pro and semi-pro. So the judges Badak and Elagogo that are here today, Vernon is coming next week. They want them outside line all the way, transitioning through outer zone 6 and then transitioning again to probably around right there for out of zone 7. Slowly and slowly but surely. Loving the little shoes being rocked by Misha. I've got my little pants, but I didn't wear them today. I wore them yesterday. Parts available by Misha.
I'm practicing backward initiations.
Yes, I'm watching you. How do you like the layout? Better? Now they've made it outside line, they've told me.
Ah!
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, Badak said this to me about 10 minutes ago. They're changing a little bit the layouts now.
Yeah, we had in the beginning, we had a clip on the right,
Yeah.
and a clip on the left. Now we
Ah,
have only
okay.
clip on the left before the...
Yeah, now it's clip
picture.
on the left, outside line all the way, and then transition for zone 3 here.
That's better.
Yeah, it's better.
I would prefer the Manji on the straight.
Yeah. So you heard him here from Misha. He's been practicing. He's trying to do some backies on the initiation. Yes, so technically, yes, any stock car and a helmet will work, but you have to go through scrutineering as well, and you need to know how to drift. We're not accepting drivers that don't know how to drift to race in the championship. You'd have to go through, like most of the drivers that are racing in the Cyprus Drift Championship are coming to drift day, so they've already been vetted, so we know that they can drive drift basically. But yeah, if you're a drifter, come down, get like an E36 2.5, perfect for the street class, well screwed in seats, a fire extinguisher close to the driver so you can reach it in a difficult situation, and that's about it. Welcome to my new desk. Talk about a cool desk to have in an office. I mean, I would prefer a Sylvia front end, but it's pretty cool. So they'll put the car here and they'll fix it here. Let's get somebody to come help me pick this up so we can get this out the way as well. Is this light? I am not picking it up from the fenders. I feel like that's going to come off. Maybe pick it up from there. I'm going to need 2 hands though. Paul isn't attending with his Supra. No, he's not. Because he'd have to do a twin and then somebody would just hit the side of his Supra, and I wouldn't find that at all entertaining. Neither will Paul. Paul is just here for shits and giggles. Come down, we do a bit of drifting with the Supra, we do a bit of drifting with the Ariel Atom, we do some filming and do some fun stuff with Paul. Now lately I've started giving him the Lexus because he helps me a lot at Achna Speedway. He's helped me fit my suspension, he's helped me do my wheel alignment. So like me and Paul get along quite well. We're both the same sort of character. So yeah, I've been giving him my Lexus the last few days and he's been thrashing it around Achna Speedway. It's nice to see him drive a car that's a bit of a shitbox and that he can like proper, I mean, it's not like he's slow with the Supra, like he sends the Supra like there's no tomorrow. But it's nice to see him drive something that he can thrash and dent a little bit and not care about.
Oh, the let's go with me as a passenger.
I need a helmet, Gamodo. But yeah, I thought about it as well. Maybe I'll go get a helmet and come up to the start. Let's get this water and this coffee because this is not going to stay here. Ο καφές και το νερό ποιο είναι? Έλα στο τραπεζάκι σας λάμε. There you go, nice little coffee table here, E36 style. Let's see what broke. Ah, yeah, it's steering arm. See it right there. It's snapped. It's the actual baso is snapped. But good driving until then, bro. He's not listening, but let's go back up to the top and see what's happening. Now that that's been done, I kind of want to take up Mish on his offer and go and get my helmet and go for a passenger ride in the street class. But to do that, that means I need to cross here, run all the way up to the timing room, get a helmet, get the okay from Avusti, cross over the racetrack, and I don't know if I have the... No automatic cars. I don't think we have any autos in the oh my god, in the street class. We have a few autos in the drift day, like Costa with his GS300, it's automatic, 2JNA. We have, I think the Corvette might be auto, but I'm not sure. Anyway, going back to street class, we've got El Agogo Jr. leading. He handbrakes to the outer zone. Now that we know, he pushes it to the outer zone, goes around quite nicely, but comes off the outer zone, transitions for zone 3, very aggressive there from El Agogo Jr., but doesn't quite fill out to zone 3. Pitsilo's walking through the most dangerous part of the track. And now we need to wait for Pitsilos to cross. Kyros Artemiou misses zone 2, comes short on zone 3. Zone 4, he's not deep enough. A little lock up of the brakes as he sees the inside no hit cone. Pushes the car to the outside, transitions for zone 6, but could be at least 30 centimeters deeper and shuts down the line before zone 7. If there's a zone 7. I think they're going to cut out zone 7 on the day, but we'll find out soon. Oh shit, I'm at 1% battery. Guys, that was so close, I almost lost the live stream. Famous last words. Bro, I will go for the passenger ride, but I'm going to have to wait because we're now plugged into the plug so that we charge up a bit. Let me just check my battery. 5%. Damn, we were close to losing the live stream. I wasn't paying attention. El Toretto, missing zone 3. Transitions. Gets zone 4, but looks like he could have been a bit deeper. Out of zone 5. Let's see if this plug here works. Yes, it does.
Finally, some apple juice down.
The reason I moved here is we can see the initiation, and now we can see a bit here. Let me take my shoes off, and I can stand on the couch in this corner here. What I do for live streaming. I mean, we can't see, these windows don't open. And now this thing is blocking us a little bit. Where is there another plug? There is one there. I need to find the best place to film. Let's try this plug. Still charging.
Finally, some apple juice down. That's good.
Kyros Artemiou doing a nice run there all the way outside line. Transitions nowhere near zone 6 though. So far, no one from street class cleared zone 5 entirely. Okay, so the street class, bro, they only have 3 zones. They start from there. They initiate zone 1 outside. Clip 2 is outside line on this turn. And clip 3 is that blue and white curb there and the finish line is about just after the curb. It's semi-pro and pro who have 7 zones. They start from up there behind the garages. The initiation zone is on the other side of the track over there. Then they have an inside clip, which is around there. Outside clip is here. That's the 3rd outside zone. Transition in front of the wall for outer zone 4. Outer zone 5 is from the cone. The cone is a no-hit cone. They want the drivers on the outside line. Zone 5 is all the way around outer zone 5, which is the whole of Kuma. Then where this last tire is, they want them to transition, come off zone 5 into zone 6, which is this bit here. And we were talking with the judges before that they might want them to transition again to outer zone 7, which will be about that part there. But because the drivers haven't been updated on zone 7, nobody is drifting until zone 7. They're shutting down at zone 6. So we'll watch Neofilos Figartou as he pulls the handbrake for a long time to get into zone 7, but completely scrubs out his speed and comes to a complete stop. Yeah, that's why, bro. That's why. All right, I'm standing on a chair in the corner of the tower. It's the best place to film and be connected to the power. Let's just have a quick check. Once I get it up to like 30%, maybe we can go for a passenger ride. Takamura, they must have practiced earlier today because I was told that drift practice will start at 1 o'clock. So I got out of bed at 12:50. I was late. I had a late night last night and I didn't manage to wake up for 12 when I put my alarm on. So I got up at 12:50. I just got straight into the car and I came down to the track. I was here at like 1:45. And Takamura is already leaving and I haven't seen her run since I've been here. I think I arrived around, I think I got here like 2:30, 2:45, somewhere there. So maybe they did start today a little bit earlier than what they said. There's a van coming in to help them fix Angelos' rack end that broke, which is right there. Neofilos Figartou also has broken something and they're all pushing him back into the pits. Lucky for Figartou, he's right next to the wall, so they can just push him back into this area where they can work on the car safely, and it's asphalt on the floor. These poor guys are working in the gravel. But lucky for them, it's not raining and it's dry outside. I wonder what happened with CH Loizo. I haven't seen him go back out there again for a drive. To be honest, nobody is driving. Track's open again now. Some more cars. Ah, there we go. So CH Loizo Garage, which is my mechanic and my sponsor for the Lexus and the Rat Trap, is right there. He's right there waiting to go in. So we'll finally see some runs from CH Loizo. We were at the garage yesterday. I left around 5, 6, and they must have stayed until the late hours of the morning to finish getting the car ready. Updates that he's had so far is new body kit, fresh one from last year. The livery is going to be absolutely sick. He showed it to me last night. I really like his new livery. It's not on the car yet, but it will be on the car for next week. They freshened up the engine and cleaned the engine bay. They repainted the engine bay. Last year it was yellow and red. This year it's just Bordeaux red, which is really nice. It's nice and shiny. It looks nice and clean. They resituated the oil coolers to behind the intercooler. They used to be in front of the intercooler and in the left and right wing. They've added some different modifications to the car. I think he added a new inlet manifold, and I think he has a new exhaust manifold on the car as well. Suspension, drivetrain wise, everything is the same from last year. And a new dashboard as well has been fitted. He's fitted a S13 dashboard covered in Alcantara, which is quite nice. Now we have another street battle. The leader shuts down. Move out of the way. Give the chaser a bit of space for him to practice. So that line was shut down pretty quickly. Here they're getting ready to take the wheel off and fix the steering arm that broke. Literally just sheared off. And Badak just doing some slight attack, what is he doing there? Badak, Yoshi Krisafi! What's he doing? Oh, there's an oil on the track and he's putting some dirt down to suck up the oil. That's nice of him. Just rub in the oil, get a little bit more gravel, not gravel, but get some like dirt, and it'll just suck up a little bit the oil from the, because it's right on the area where they need to stay on the outside zone, so their front wheels will be right in that oil bit. Yeah, he's done that. He's given the whistle, which means they can start drifting again. Guys, give me a second. I'm just gonna... 1 second. While you look at my little socks. I'm gonna put my shoes back on again, because the floor in here is not exactly clean. While we just wait for the next run to begin. Oh, we have another street battle. Let's film that quickly. Misha leading. Nicolas chasing. Nicolas goes all the way to the outside line. A little tag of the dirt as well there. I wonder if I can fit you guys here. Ooh, almost dropped my phone. Stay there 1 second, I'm just gonna... I think I can hear CH Loizu. Yeah, it's El Toredo and CH Loizu. To be honest, I expect Christo to be glued to El Toredo's doors, but he didn't. One of them made a mistake and clipped the no-hit cone. One second, people, I am coming back. I'm just having a quick drink of water as we wait for the rest of the cars to come down. I expected them to do a lot more practicing today. Like the pros have, I feel like most of them have already gone home. Maybe they had a full day of drift practice today and I just didn't know. Alright, we're back on. Spiro drifting. Behind Zachariadis. Now all of these drivers need to start pushing to the outside. Let's close this window, because if I end up tripping, I'm going straight out of that. Now all of the drivers need to drive more of an outside line, especially in semi-pro and pro. Down here, we've got the tire off, rim off, jacked up. Getting ready to put the new steering arm back on the car. That's the nice thing about coming with a pit crew. When I come with the Lexus, it's just me. So I do all of this stuff alone, and it's exhausting. When you have a team, it's kind of way more relaxing for the driver. El Toretto needs to be made way deeper in zone 3. Fills zone 4 very nicely all the way until the end. Almost comes off track. Makes a little slight correction and thus comes off the outside line a little bit. Transitions for zone 6. And also gets zone 7. He pulled off zone 4 very nicely. A nice flick from the transition and right through the zone. Theo Pastu going in now. And behind him we have Andreas Nicola with the E46 in street class. I slept in here once, but it wasn't great because when I slept in here, it's well insulated, like all of the walls and the roof is insulated. But in the morning at like 4:30, the amount of light that came through the windows because there's no curtains, I was woken up quite early. And in the summer, it's like a greenhouse in here. But it is fun to stay at the track. Now we're waiting for another street battle. We have Ella Gogo Jr. leading. And we have another driver chasing in a BMW E36 compact rocking a 3-liter. I think Ella Gogo Jr. is rocking a 2.0. Ooh! I will be surprised if he didn't get any damage. He went into this area, he dipped a wheel, and his wheel hit that bit of concrete. So I hope he didn't get any damages. He's only just fixed the car. This guy comes in, very late initiation. That's going directly into the dirt and stopping a couple of meters before the tires. He should be initiating before this zone, and he initiated there. So you have no space to get it sideways and then push the car out to the outer zone. My battery is not sure. I've got a problem with my iPhone. I went into the sea the other day. I mean, the phone didn't come with me, but it got wet, and my port has been wet. Sorry to the headphone users. Night battle. Oh, we have CH Loizu transitioning, riding out zone 4, but I feel he could have been deeper, and thus push him further to the outside of the Kuma turn. The night battle should be in June, July, our summer months. I don't know if you live in Cyprus, but they're very, very hot here in the summer. So we run a night race in June, July, and it's the last race for the summer. And then the next race is in September, and then the super final is in October by Drift Kings. Stefan Sorin.
Finally, some apple juice. Damn, that's good.
Managed to charge it a little bit. Okay, next run. We've got Savas Spiru Drift Team leading. Zachariadis from Greece, 13-year-old chasing. Transitions, completely comes off zone 4. Zachariadis is on the outside, but he's shut it down. Spiro transitions on zone 6, but could have been at least 30 centimeters deep, and they both shut it down before zone 7. Now we have Petros leading, and I think it's CH Karambos chasing. Transitioning a little bit too early before zone 3. Oh, this live's been going on for 2 hours and 10 minutes. What time is it? It's 4:30. The track closes in half an hour. Theo Pastu Comes round. Again, needs to be about a meter deeper in zone 3. Zone 4, he rides it out but wasn't deep enough. Needs to push his car to the outer zone for outer zone 5. Transition across the track to zone 6. Could have been deeper for zone 6 and shuts down before zone 7. I kind of want to do a kick stream for the last half hour because I want to test it out and see if we get any viewers on Kick. I have no subscribers on the channel. It's new. I only made it yesterday. So it'd be nice to see if we get any watch time. We've got Nicolas leading, Misha chasing. Misha goes for the dive. Gets close but not close enough. They shallow up on the apex of the turn. That's not giving enough space for Misha to stay sideways. I'm gonna film this run, which is a pro run, and then I'm gonna shut the live and I'm gonna test out Kick. We have C. Pedro. CH Loizo was chasing but did a very aggressive dive and he sort of shut down the run. C. Pedro goes through zone 4 but needs to be deeper, gets out to outer zone 5, fills out of zone 5 nicely but comes off towards the end. A little bit early, that doesn't fill zone 6. Alright people, so I'm going to close this live stream now. I'm going to go over to kick.com. My channel is the J-Spot if you want to continue watching the live from there. The link won't be in my Instagram account. Whoa! Almost into the field. And we'll just finish off the live on Kick while I test out the streaming service. Anyway, from me and the J-Spot, thanks for watching this live on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for next week's practice, which will be on Friday, and I will be putting the link on my stories on Instagram, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye! We'll watch this last run. Misha leading, Elias going on for an insane dive but comes off track. Misha pushes the car to the outer zone but could be a little bit deeper in outer zone 5, transitions across the track a little bit early for zone 3. Sorry, outer zone 5 is not, it's outer zone 2 for the street class. Anyway, people, that's me off. I'm switching off the live and we're moving over to kick.com.